I can take that question about the capital raise and kind of spin it to how I coach newer students in the community. Is they have to start kind of retraining everybody in their circle or their sphere of
Yes.
influence or however you want to call it, so they associate them with real estate investors. I
Mhm.
think that's the biggest mistake that newer investors make, especially if they have more wealthy circles, is they just assume these people are going to give them money because they have it. Sometimes it might be a dentist or a doctor, and they're like, well, all my friends are doctors and all that stuff is doctors, and then they go to try to raise $1 million, and they come to me like, I only raised 150,000 and it was for my father-in-law. And I'm like, well, because they don't associate you with
Yeah.
Rick the doctor, or Rick the investor. They associate you with Rick the doctor, and so
Mhm.
you have to start rebranding yourself in those in the eyes of your friends, your family, the people you're trying to raise capital from. So they don't think of you as Rick the doctor. It's Rick the real estate investor, and a steward and a fiduciary, and somebody that is smart and is paying attention to the market of this. And so I think starting early on, a lot of people make that mistake just because they know wealthy people that they're going to give them that money, but it doesn't happen like that. So starting really early on of developing your story, your brand, start every conversation you have, every outing, everything, just start weaving in that, hey, I'm doing multifamily real estate now. I'm going to this conference, learning about multifamily. I joined this community about multifamily real estate. I partnered on this deal as, like you said, a smaller position. Maybe I had to partner with somebody bigger to get on my first deal or two, but it's not about the equity in that deal. It's about the credibility of getting that check mark on the resume, saying, all right, I've done partnerships on deals before. I know the ins and outs. I'm starting to build my own systems and processes and frameworks, and how I make decisions under pressure and things like that, and learn from mistakes. And now I can start going to raise capital as a GP, and that might, or a lead JV member or something like that. And that might take time, but I think the biggest mistake I see people doing is just assuming they know wealthy people, and those people are going to invest in their deals, but they don't know you as an investor, so it's not going to happen. So knowing that mistake now, for those listening to this, you can already start developing your kind of hero story, like we did earlier on in the show here, for me being in the military, and then associating that with, I'm an investor now. I'm not Vince the master sergeant in the Air Force that does all this cool stuff in the Air Force. It's Vince, the business owner, real estate investor. So it took me a couple of years to change that branding, so to speak.